Hello, YouTube. It's been a minute, and I got a couple of comments and things, so I wanted to make a video to address. Okay, Puff, that's so fucking rude. Sorry, y'all. This is her domain, and I ain't really got nowhere else to set my camera up. But I want to read some of the comments that I got, and I want to shout out a few people. One is 90s Baby 222, if I'm not mistaken. And she had commented. She had commented on one of my videos. She was asking questions, and I wanted to make a video, per her request, and to address some things. But I'm gonna get into it before I do. I should have had my shit together before I got on camera. Oh, okay. 37. I will say this, Puff. That is so rude, man. All right. I think this was the one about salt water and vinegar. But 37 Jules said, but is this ritual only to clear bad energy from your space? What about if you feel like you have a curse on you? Does it work to get rid of that or to clear the energy from your home? Now, as far as the salt, water, and vinegar works, that is more like clearing your space. Let me think. Okay, me and these crazy analogies, but think of it like when you clean up, you might use bleach, but you're not gonna ingest that, right? You're not gonna drink that. So there's a different method. Like if you had some kind of infection on the inside, then they got antibiotics for that. You see what I'm saying? Bleach is for cleaning like external germs and stuff like that. So you will have to take on a different approach. Now, which approach to take, that really should be determined through a reading, because in my opinion, if you're dealing with something spiritual, then you're going to want to know exactly what it is. Like, I don't know, I work in healthcare, so I'm going to use analogies like this. Let's just say like you got strep throat. And I'm just coming up with random stuff. This is not the same thing as being septic. You see what I'm saying? It would take different approaches. Like the strep, you could take some type of antibiotic. So it's all about diagnosis. You see what I'm saying? And you need a diagnosis. You need to be diagnosed in order to give you the proper treatment. And I believe that in order to do that, you need to find someone who is trustworthy, someone who has a good reputation, and someone that, like I said, is trustworthy and experienced to, treat you. But the salt, water, and vinegar, that's just like, it's like a vacuum that pulls out negative stuff in the air. Even think of germs and stuff. Oh, rude Puff. I be trying my best to stay out your way, and then you're gonna just scoot up and get in the camera. Okay. That was one comment. But yeah, sometimes you be thinking people put curses on you, and that don't even be the case. I mean, to be honest, sometimes it could be karma. Just saying. And that was on the salt, water, and vinegar video. The one with 90s Baby 222, she left a question, or she asked a question, was on the freezer jar spell. Now, I did respond to your question, 90s Baby 222. And I'm just going to read it out loud for, Thank you. She said, hey, Queen, thank you for sharing this knowledge with us. One question. When I write the petition, which deity or spirit am I writing to help me with this spell? And what are some other ways to dispose of spell work besides the crossroad? Please, I would really appreciate a video like that. One love. Hope you are having a great day on this day. And she actually sent this like an hour ago. And I'm so thankful that, cause y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't really been interactive with YouTube the way I feel like I want to be or should have been in the past, because I was so occupied with other platforms like TikTok and everything. But right now, at this moment, YouTube is my only it's the only social media account that I have active. But to answer your question, I did say this to Mrs. 90s Baby 222. I said, thank you, Queen. The spiritual journey is a personal one, which requires the individual to turn inward, introspection. This is your path. Therefore, you are the one who decides which deity or spirit you choose to petition. As for myself, I work with my ancestors and La Madame. Now, I didn't say this in the comments, but I also work with the guardian of the crossroads, known as Elegwa, Elegbara, Eshu. It just depends on who's saying it. But either way, I said because that's what resonates with me. When in doubt, petition the source of all things. In my opinion, the spiritual journey is about you. You decide like how you feel and what you can sense. Don't ever allow anyone to dictate your experiences. Good, bad, or indifferent. Trust you and your choices. This is what it is all about. Best wishes, Queen. And I think she replied back because I just got a notification. But yes, Queen, I want to kind of expound on that. And maybe even share with you like some of my experiences. But I want to say this. In the climate that we are living in these days, there are a lot of charlatans. There's a lot of spiritual wickedness in high and low places, honey. And if ever was a time to do introspection or to turn inward, now's the time. I'm so pleased that people can find inspiration and guidance from me. But I'm honored. I truly am. I'm humbled too. But the best advice that I can give humanity is to turn inward and to build that spiritual muscle. A lot of ways that we have been defeated is through our self-esteem, through our confidence, through listening to others, for not thinking for ourselves, not listening to our own intuition. A lot of bad people gain their power by bringing other people to shame or embarrassment or not taking them serious, or just a guilt trip. And I'm just going to be frank when I say this. Religion has been the culprit. A lot of religions want people to feel less than, like they're less than perfect, that they gotta strive to be like someone else, which is bullshit. I'm sorry, no, I'm not sorry. What I'm telling you guys is this. It's a lot of charlatans, a lot of spiritual wickedness in high and low places. There are a lot of people that are in this for their own ego. There are people that's in it for the money. It's people in it to feed off of your light. And just because somebody sound good or say something that's true, even the devil can quote Bible scriptures. You feel me? So what I'm going to encourage you and everybody else to do is to turn inward, to work on. The best thing you could do to make your magic pop, baby, is to build your self-esteem, to trust in yourself, to believe in yourself. Even if, let's just say like you do a petition, a freezer jar. To me, that really don't require you petitioning deities. This is you petitioning your own fucking willpower. That's what it's about, willpower. Now, one size don't fit all, and there's different perspective on things. Like, when it comes to a freezer jar spell, who you been praying to? Like I said, when in doubt, connect with the source of all things, the creator of all things. Whatever that is to you, whatever name you call that by. But freezer jar spells, I'm going to talk about that because I haven't had to do one pretty much since I made that video. But the reason I personally did that freezer jar spell was because the landlord and the property management, they were getting annoying as fuck to me and knocking on my door. Let me tell y'all something about me in real life. One thing I can't fucking stand is somebody knocking on my damn door and I was not expecting them. I be feeling like, who is you to be showing up at my door? If you ain't here to give me $1 million, I don't know why you here. Cause I get offended when someone that I did not summon feels that comfortable to knock on my door. Cause who called you? Who summoned you? So freezer jar spell. That was all. When I did it, it was based on my willpower. It was based on my confidence in believing this shit is gonna work. Oh, I'm sick. It was like, oh, okay. Cause it's like at that time, they had been not like, bitch, you couldn't send out a memo. You come knocking on my door. Oh, you bold. So and me as a tenant who paid my motherfucking that paid my rent, I reserved the right to not want you knocking at my door unannounced. So, my willpower, I've had enough of your bullshit, that energy is what made it effective. You understand what I'm saying? It's the willpower and the intentions behind what I was doing that makes it work. So, some things really don't, well, for me, this is my personal opinion. For me, some things do not require me to invoke deities or spirits. But on the contrary, I was taken back. And the spirit said, hold on, heifer. We coexist. So, let me say this. Confidence in knowing that I have a spiritual cord, so they always with me. And they be like, oh, what we got here today? Oh, okay. All right. This what you want? Okay. All right. And it's like my ancestors or Lama Dama or whatever deity that I choose to work with at that time, they're going to back me up because they know I'm about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my advice is to get your confidence up, get your self-esteem up. Stop doubting yourself. Know that you can do this. And even if it don't work the way you want, there's nothing to keep you from trying again. Do you understand? It's all about personal growth. You might like a certain deity, like everybody like Oshun. Everybody want to be pretty Oshun. Oh, I want to work with Oshun because she's beautiful, because Beyonce represents her. You know what I'm saying? But see, people don't understand, like if you got the Orisha Oshun, and don't let me discourage you if you have a connection with Oshun. But what I'm saying, too much is given, much is required. There's heavy is the crown that who head bears it, something like that. So in other words, if you, and I'm not speaking from experience, okay? So let me just say that. Hold on, let me let this cat out. A lot of people like Oshun, but if you were to get crowned by Oshun, maybe sometimes you can't handle the weight of the crown of Oshun. That's not me discouraging you, saying not to work with Oshun. All I'm saying is, to whom much is given, much is required. So work on self, and if you're feeling drawn to do something, do it. And not be scared. Do it without fear. You know what I'm saying? But if you fear something, then you might not need to be doing it. All I'm saying is I'm trying to get everyone to rely on their intuition and to get to know themselves more. Sometimes that requires unlearning everything that you learn, and it's a journey, and it's not something that's going to happen overnight. But work on building your confidence and not seek outside validation. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to even gain inspiration. But don't do everything based on something outside of yourself. You got to think of it like making like a recipe. And see, you one of the ingredients. Your intentions is one of the ingredients. Yeah, traditionally, this spell work might cause for you to get a certain plant, some river water. I'm just throwing out examples. But it's your intentions. It's your willpower. It's your confidence in what you're doing. And the ingredient that you add into it that makes it pop. That makes the magic the magic. So I'm telling y'all, and I can't repeat it enough, introspection, working on self, unlearning things that made you feel suppressed, finding your voice, standing 10 toes down on choices and decisions you made unapologetically. That's what it's about. And on that note, I'm going to end the video, and thank you for watching.